I was fortunate enough to work with an elementary school as a parent. This is a school that values the arts, and every year the cycle 2 teachers, so that's grade 3 and 4, they do a project where they integrate the social science learning in an artistic way. And they actually do this through all 4 arts, even though they only teach 2 art subjects. They use all 4 arts. And I worked with the dance and the theater groups. The project was about immigration. So before the artistic integration happened, the students had done a bunch of research. Some of them had interviewed, for example, the school secretary who was from Rwanda. And she had told them sort of her immigration story, which they then wove into this interpretive dance. And one of the things she told them that stuck, the 2 things from the interview stuck to them, because they're kids, right? So they're pulling the things that make sense to them. And one of the things she said was when she arrived here, it was January, and she woke up in her hotel room a bit jet lagged. And she looked outside, and it was a beautiful sunny day. And so she put on her sandals and went out the door. And of course, she was freezing and shocked. And the kids took this anecdote that she had told them, and they made it into a dance. You could tell that they were waking up, that they were going outside, that they were cold. Like, you could tell all those things, and they composed all that themselves. Another thing that she had told them was that she felt that in Canada, the main difference between Rwanda and Canada is that in Canada, people rush around a lot. Everyone seems to be busy and hurrying somewhere. And so they integrated that as well. And by the time that they were finished, there was a show that had many, many different numbers in it. Different groups worked on a number. The adults in the room had tears in their eyes. And the kids had made something real. When you make something real, you connect to yourself as a human being who is a creator. And this is something that other subjects just do not provide in the same way. And the arts, any art, all 4 arts ideally, is a place where you can feel the most fully human. And those kids, I mean, they moved us, they moved their audience in a way that I don't know if an essay can move someone or a math test can move someone. There was another group that did a piece on food because of an anecdote that I had come in as a parent who was an immigrant. So I had told them about my immigrant story. And one of the things that they had learned is that, kids would make fun of me because of my lunch, that my lunch was odd. And they were curious about that. And they were like, well, what kind of lunch did you have? And then they made the leap. They're like, well, your lunch doesn't sound strange to us now. So if we're going to tell this story so that other people can understand, we have to find a weirder lunch. We have to find a different lunch. And so they tried to come up with it, and they tried to come up with a different lunch. They came up with a Moroccan lunch because one of the kids was Moroccan, and they made this beautiful sort of sketch in which the girl reflects on remembering her grandmother making a tagine. And like, I could see the parents in the audience crying when she got to that point. Like I said, art is real. And when kids make things that are real, it empowers them to be brilliant human creators, which is their birthright, essentially.